Welcome to the first podcast for Under Development. This podcast promises to bring you the good, the chaotic, the messy, and it helps get us underneath the bonnet of what property development is really about. I'm Clare from Grasshopper Property, and I will be sharing through each episode different opinions and experiences from developers, planners, agents, anybody behind the scenes that makes property development work. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our very first guest to our very first episode of Under Development, Cheryl. So Cheryl, for anybody in the audience that doesn't know you, who was Cheryl before property development?
So I'm a mum, first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 kids. I'm also stepmom to another. I'm a wife, and previous to property, I was in financial services full time. And basically my role was to help people once they've got their mortgages, helping with their insurances and getting them all set up for their new homes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What took you to property?
So during COVID, it was a little bit hectic, and I was homeschooling 2 children who are very different ages, very different subjects. And as well as that, because of the role that I was in, we were all able to work from home. So everyone's having their lovely time off.
Yeah.
And if anything, I was doing the work of 3 different people in one. And it kind of made me sit back and go, there's something else. It's got to be something else.
Got to be something different,
Yeah.
right?
But at the time, it wasn't something that I thought I could get into. It was very much oh, that'd be fun. That'd be nice. Oh, I wonder. But it just wasn't the right time for me to get into it then.
And what did your husband think when you said, I want to go into property?
That I was mental. It's that whole thing. I mean, he knows I love, obviously, in our own home, I'll constantly be changing things. I'm that person that he'll nip out, or because he's in the military, he'll be somewhere away for a week or 2.
Yeah.
He'll come back and there'll be a whole different setup going on. I'm just that type of person. So the fact that I wanted to do it as a business was, I think, a little bit scary for him. But in his defense, he has been very supportive. And I think as things have grown and progressed over the years, he definitely does see the value in it now.
So you've proved that actually it was the right thing to do. It's the right decision.
Yeah,
Stuck
absolutely.
by my guns.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at one point he had an RS6 because we'd been doing property flips. So yeah, he was very happy with the choices that were being made.
Yeah. There we go, you see.
It works.
Benefits for everybody, hey?
Absolutely.
If you had to describe yourself in 3 words now as a developer, what would they be?
Ooh, that's quite tricky. Stubborn. I'm quite stubborn.
I think we need to be in this world. Right?
Yeah, it is. It's a case of if I know that there is something that I want, for example, if I've had a set idea on a fireplace or a kitchen, because I'm using fireplace because that has actually been an issue.
Yeah.
It is a case of, right, how can we fix this? How can we make what my vision is come true? I also think I'm quite resilient because there have definitely been fallbacks and things that, I maybe wasn't expecting, or as much as you can do as much due diligence in the world, sometimes things do pop up.
And I've had to use that word often this week.
Yeah.
That you've got to be so resilient in this space because, oh my Lord, the things that are coming towards us and we're just like, we didn't expect. But yeah,
absolutely,
that's a massive one for me.
No, it is. 100% agree. And it's hard sometimes because there will be times where you will have that moment when you kind of go, what am I doing? Oh my God, panic.
Yeah.
Completely normal because you are dealing with quite a lot of stress. You are dealing with lots of plates and you're dealing with other people. It's not just a case of you can make the decision and run with it. You have to rely on other people to make everything work the right way. So I think resilient. And third, determined. Potentially, I was going between determined and patient.
Determined, I think, is another really good one.
Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm very good with if I know what I'm doing, as in if I put my mind to it and say, right, I'm going to do a flip a month or a flip every 3 months, that type of thing. It will be right, how can I hit that target?
Yeah.
How can I do it? How can I work back and see all the little bits that need to be done so that I know I can actually follow it through.
And you're still doing this on top of your day job, is that right?
Yes.
And do you think the day job helps with some of that resilience and determination, or is it completely separate?
It's very separate.
Right.
It's a very different
That's
vibe.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's with the type of thing that I do with my day job, obviously from COVID, it is very much now on the phone rather than face to face.
Yeah.
I still have some clients that I'll do face to face, but 90% of my clients that I speak to is all on the phone. So compare that to when I'm on a site, or if I'm speaking to builders and plumbers, and do you know what I mean? It's very different type of job.
Conversations and jobs
Yeah.
and things.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so looking back at the first project that you did, what was that? And what do you think was the main challenge, that being your first project that you came across?
I think my main challenge was that I was being too cosmetic.
Okay.
I wanted it to look beautiful.
The
I
emotion
wanted
came
it
in rather than the
absolutely,
business decisions.
100%.
Yeah.
It was very much, oh, it's going to be lovely. It's going to be this family home, and I'm going to do this type of wallpaper. And yeah, I was looking at it more as though that was our family home, rather than now. I'm a little bit savage, to be honest, and but I realised that it's such a good thing, because I can go in and I will instantly know, yes, this could work, or no, it's not going to work. And that is because the emotion is taken out of it.
Yeah.
It's very much, it's not for me. They're going to put their own stamp on it. Whereas at the beginning, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it takes some of the
terrible.
complication away, though, once you
Definitely.
remove that emotion, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it is, I mean, I don't do the typical landlords, where it's like, oh, white walls and grey carpets, or, something like that. But what I do is I have a set colour scheme that I do use.
Yeah.
It's quite funny because obviously where I'm based, you can always tell if it's one of my properties from certain things that are in there. But yeah, it is very much, right, this is my blank canvas. This is what we're going to do. And then they can decide what they want to do. It's their home. It's not mine.
Absolutely.
I'm just making it livable for them.
And what about your power team underneath you? Have you always had a really strong kind of reliable, capable team, or have you had a little bit of bumps along the way? Want to hear some of the bumps if you've had them?
Okay. I think the funniest bump that I could probably share with you was a plumber. Sorry, an electrician, but it's to do with plumbing. So I had an electrician come over to one of the properties because we had removed part of the kitchen and I wanted to add more plugs. Obviously, modern living, lots of plugs, that type of thing. Yeah, nice and easy, job done. I was downstairs and it is funny. I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny. Basically, all the bathroom had been started to get ripped out. So all the water was off.
Okay.
And my husband had specifically said, because our plumber is basically his best friend.
Oh,
yeah. So there, he's always up and out and he helps us with loads of stuff. And yeah, he'd specifically said, nobody use the bathroom. Don't do it. Not a problem. Fine. I'm obviously downstairs doing bits and bobs. The electrician had gone upstairs. You can kind of see where this is going.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't a we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then he just left it, didn't tell anyone, and he left.
And then that was it. Did you see him again?
That was it? No.
Really?
Literally, it was so cringy because it was, obviously the lads came back in as an hubby and his friend, and it was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, let's just say, he said, oh no, what is that? In lots more words.
Yes.
Yes, that won't show
People
on the podcast.
don't tell us about that though, do they?
No, they don't.
The simple things actually. Somebody just come down and say, didn't
Sorry,
realise, but
forgot.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously you then had to go and find another electrician.
Yes.
So more challenges. Did that give you any delay in what you were trying to achieve with your project?
To be fair, on that one, it actually did. Because trying to get an electrician in when we're already halfway through, he'd taken apart, obviously, on some of the wall, and then we needed to get that replastered. It did kind of push everything back. But again, people don't realise that. They don't think about it.
No. But every little pushback actually starts to have that knock-on effect, doesn't it? And then have you come across where like you might have had that kind of comeback and knockback where it's then really delayed you, but it's then added some extra cost on?
Not so much with the power team doing things, to be fair. Now that I've got my power team, at the beginning, there was definitely, obviously, a few little hiccups.
Yeah.
And things like now, like my solicitor is absolutely fantastic. Obviously, as I said, plumber, all that type of stuff, brilliant. I have had a little bit of a hiccup where the day before completion, And this was when we were at the awards night. I told you
Right,
about this.
Yeah.
The day before the completion, my seller actually died, and it was an auction property. So that
Tricky.
was a little bit of a
Tricky.
bump in the road.
Yeah.
It was unusual, and I'm part of different training academies. So I kind of went to a mentor and said, listen, this is not something I've come across before. What do I do? And they said, we haven't come across this either. We're not actually 100% sure. It was a little bit tricky. It did obviously do a delay because the property went into probate. Luckily, because the children who had taken over, the guy was 96, do you know what I mean? Bless him. He was an older gentleman. And I basically said to them, listen, I'm happy to wait. I'll go do another property and then come back to you, obviously, when it's ready, and we'll go again. And 2 months later, probate came through really quick. This January, they said, oh, can you complete on Friday?
That's very quick.
Really quick.
We've got our eye on a probate property, and we've had our eye on this since probably June, July last year.
Yeah.
Still going through the process. Could really turn over quite a flip.
Nice,
but could turn over something really quite lucrative. Still in probate.
Still in.
And the agent is pulling their hair out.
It is. It can be crazy. That's why I thought I'd have enough time to do something else in between. So I was putting offers in and, doing different things. And funny enough, that property, we've done an 8-week turnaround. I think that's potentially the fastest I've ever had everything ripped out back to brick, everything back in. And I signed the paperwork just before I came here today for it to go on the market.
Oh, amazing.
So,
well done.
Yeah. Good. A bit hectic, but it's been
hectic,
amazing.
but things can go...
They can go right.
They can go right.
Yeah,
they can
for
go
sure.
right. So you work with older buildings as well, don't you? You're not just looking at kind of the easy, run-of-the-mill...
You say easy. Easy.
Because I think you've also got... Was it a thatched cottage?
No. So I was looking at the thatched cottage. There is a thatched cottage literally just down the road from me. And it's one of those properties that, when you drive every day and you drive past the same street and you see it and you're like, oh, that'd be beautiful. And but sadly, I did look into it, and the cost to do it up, because it has been so neglected, it wouldn't be worth it for someone as an investment. If it was to be a family home, and if it was to be a forever home, as in 10, 20 years situation, yes, great. But sadly, that one didn't come through.
And that's interesting, right? So I think I brought this one up because, again, you see something that your emotions take over and you're like, I want that.
Yeah.
But you have to do the figures, and the figures have to be the driving force of what you put an offer in on. So how do you go about analysing? What tells you an offer is a good offer, or a deal is a good deal, or it's worth actually taking the property on?
Oh, that's a bit of a loaded question, isn't it?
I know. Here to test you, Cheryl. Here to test you.
For sure. I mean, I do a lot of online research first before I even go to view a property. And I will only look at properties within areas that I'm really comfortable with, that, I know the estate agents. I can pop in and literally say, I'm looking at this one. Can I have your thoughts on it as well?
Yeah.
Because as much as we're brilliant and we do all of our work and everything's amazing and, the rainbows and unicorns and all that kind of stuff in property, you can't do it all on your own.
No.
And by having other people who are also in the industry, in the business, or, like estate agents, letting agents, to have their input as well, definitely helps me to figure out if I'm happy with the figures that I've come up with. If they're also going, that's what we would say. I'm then happier to go, right, now I can figure out what offer I'm going to do.
So you've built up quite a relationship with the estate agents locally to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you tend to then find that you buy your next property through those particular agents, or it's just, you can rely on them to help you with valuations regardless?
Both.
Okay.
It's definitely, I think, regardless of what people say about property, it is 100% a person's game, like people to people.
Yeah.
I've had estate agents call me and literally say to me, we've got people who are looking to get into property, thought of you, can I pass them your number to give you a call?
Yeah.
It's that type of thing where once people know what you're doing, they are far more likely to then obviously introduce you to other people, and then you can just work together and help each other. That's how I see it.
It's like when we went into these academies, aren't we? And we're told, you don't need to put your own money down. You won't need to go and find deals. Deals will start coming to you, and you absolutely don't believe it.
Yeah.
But it's true. Have you
It
found
really
that?
is. Absolutely.
Mm.
I mean, the one that I did, the probate one, I wasn't looking for property, and it was literally the estate agent called me and said, "We've got this one. It's stunning. It could be so beautiful, but it needs some TLC. And I thought of you. Are you interested to come and have a look?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll come down, have a look, have a cup of tea." Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
that type of, it's a much more friendly, relaxed, and then let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, I'm more likely to go back to them when it's ready to sell. So then they'll make commission
Yeah.
off of it as well. So
Yeah.
it works both
So
ways.
they've got
We're helping each
motivation
other.
in their own right to send you stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been quite successful in raising funds, haven't you?
Kids say that.
So when we talk about, look, no money down,
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what that meant early on. And it literally is you put none of your own money down to go and buy some property, and then you flip it, do whatever you want to do to it, refinance,
Yep.
and go and rent out, pay your investors back. What have you been doing to raise your monies, and how did you get into that?
I got into it because I had to, because I ran out of funds pretty quickly. I had originally used money that I had from an inheritance. And that basically helped me to get my training. Sadly, it wasn't always the best training. So I had to then go get different training, which I'm sure people who are listening can relate to. It's kind of a bit of a sore subject in the property world, but it is what it is. So therefore, some of the money that I would have been using for a deposit obviously was kind of eaten up quite quickly.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to do the property portfolio building that I was wanting to do, obviously that goes back to me being stubborn, I got to find another way. So I looked into bridging, obviously within my background, that type of thing. I know quite a lot of mortgage advisors.
Yeah.
And we looked at bridging, but then I also quite like the idea of having that personal with someone where I can say, "Do you want to come see the house?" Do you know what I mean? They can see what their money is doing, but also I'm helping their money to grow.
Exactly.
So it was very much, well, I'm going to start talking to people. I'm going to show them what I've already done.
And when you say people, were they in your area? Are they?
As in investors?
Yeah.
No,
No.
not always.
No. Okay.
Getting an investor, people think that there's loads to it and it's really complicated. It doesn't have to be. It's how you present yourself. It's how you speak to different people in different networks. Obviously, there's a lot to it, but the basics, anybody could go and get an investor. You've just got to try. You've got to get off that awkward, yeah,
but where do you
I don't
start?
ask for money.
How did you know where to start to go and find somebody that had some money?
You just tell people, "Oh, guess what I'm up to? I found this property. Do you want to have a look?" "Oh, yeah, it's going to be this. It's going to be this. This is what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't tell people what I was doing, if I didn't show pictures of me smashing walls down on social media, I wouldn't have people messaging me going, "What on earth are you up to?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you don't know who you have in your network that could have 50 grand sat in their bank account doing absolutely nothing. They could have 150 grand. You don't know until you start putting yourself out there. Once you start doing that and people are asking you, that's when you can then start going to people who you know have money.
But let's be real,
Yeah.
right? You say 50,000, 150, which is phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Mhm.
But how much have you raised?
1.4 million.
How much?
1.4 million
That is
in 4 months.
remarkable in 4 months.
Yeah. It's a little bit crazy. Like, I get that though, but that's what I mean. So obviously 50,000 is a much more usual number for somebody to have. However, there are people out there that do have a lot more in their bank account that you would have no idea that they've got it. And until you're having that conversation, I mean, one of my investors, who is the loveliest guy, he literally came up to me. I was sat having breakfast, I was having a cup of tea, and I was reading a book, and it was about property investing. And he came up to me and said, "Oh, are you doing the boot camp?" And I said, "No, I'm not doing the boot camp. I have done it before." I was like, "But no, I'm actually helping some other people with some other stuff." And we just got chatting. And he'd reach out to me later on, like after this, and kind of said, obviously you're already on the journey. I've got X amount. Can I invest it with you? I was like, absolutely. And it's literally one of my favorite stories, because it just goes to show it could be anybody. You don't have to know them. It's
what
that
a cup of tea that was.
Do you know what I mean? It is. It's great. Because it is just that having that conversation, building up that rapport. Never go out and ask people for money. No. You can't do that. It's tacky. It's not nice. Like I've never genuinely, none of my investors have called them up and gone, hey,
can I have your money,
please?
Have
your money? Like, it's not how I work.
No.
You've got to build up that relationship. They've got to trust you, because, for some people, that's their pension pot. That's something that they've worked for years and years, and they're about to hand it over to someone they've met twice.
And have you ever then, so you've received some money off somebody, you're going to pay them, whether it's interest, profit, whatever it is, and setup that you've got. You delayed in paying them back. Have you come across that yet?
I have.
Okay. And how did you manage that and that relationship? And is that relationship still okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they reinvest, or are they still stuck in the investment? Or
no, so basically it's very much, if something doesn't go right, which as we have said, it does happen, the minute that I knew the refinance wasn't going to be ready in time, I let them know. And I said, listen, this is the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
I offered a payment, as in like a apology payment, basically, to say we're going to do this instead until it's paid off.
Yeah.
But I said, if you need the money by this date, because it was a few weeks previous to when it was needing to be paid, I said, if you need the money, I'll go speak to another investor and do it that way and give it back. I said, or obviously we can do it this way. And he said, no, it's fine.
And assume you've got contracts in place. So like
Absolutely.
You may have had like a long stop in your contract anyway to kind of prepare for some of these delays.
Yeah.
But
I think at the end of the day, like obviously I know everyone's very friendly and it's all like nice. But yeah, you are dealing with people's money. You need to have the contracts. You need to have it all official. I mean, I've got a property at the minute that my investor, they paid for the whole thing. So obviously the first charge is on the property for them, not me.
Yeah.
Because that protects them. And that's where you've got to be realistic. Some people go, oh, I'm not going to give this. And I'm not going to. You have to. It's their money. If you know you're going to be flipping it, refinancing it, and they're going to get it all back anyway, it doesn't make any difference to me to give them that extra security.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to do it.
No, absolutely. You so again, you kind of talk about that you've gone into these investments with these individuals. You would never have done that before. What do you think really taught you that you've got all these different options of how you can work with investors, first charges, second charges, etc.?
I think being on different academies has been really helpful. I think asking questions, 100%. We can get into a little bit of a rut, because sometimes you don't want to ask a question because you feel embarrassed, or, oh God, everyone seems to know what they're doing and I don't know what I'm doing. Whereas actually going, yeah, no, I don't get it. Can someone help? Like, it sounds so simple,
help,
but
right? We don't know everything. We've still got a lot to learn. Every day is a school day.
But the thing is, this is why, like, whenever we do go to, obviously, like the boot camps and things like that now, because sometimes I'll help out with them, I will literally sit there in all the breaks afterwards and I will answer so many questions, because I love the fact that so many people are trying to get into, property and trying to do something different. It's not like it was 10, 20 years ago where, oh, well, you can't do that unless you've got a massive lump sum in the bank. Like, everybody can get the financial freedom from property now.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing that we're at the stage where you do just need to ask people and go, help, show me.
It makes it sound easy, but it's not as easy as it sounds.
There's a lot of work in it.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the hours that I have put into property, if you look at the nights where I'm sat there with a tub of Ben and Jerry's because I'm just in the corner going, what was I thinking? Like, it's not easy. There is a lot of work to do.
But we don't want it to be easy, because everybody will be doing it. Exactly. Yeah. So we need the Ben and Jerry's moments.
Of course. Bottle of wine.
Because it's a good excuse. Bottle of wine, grasshopper, cocktail, whatever we need to get us through, right? So where can people find you, Cheryl? What's the company name? How can we get hold of you?
So I'm a little bit rubbish with socials, but I am getting better. So I am currently developing a few different things behind the scenes, reference everything going wrong, just to prove that there have been so many things go wrong. I have actually written a book about how to not go down the wrong path, how to help with little things. And it's very much aimed at auction purchases. And basically what I'm doing is I'm launching that on the 21st of April. And with that is going to be a brand new website. It's going to be links to new socials. So
Excellent.
if anybody wants to find me.
Did you get input from Martin Roberts in the end?
I'm still waiting.
Oh, wow.
So if he sees this, but yeah, that's the plan. I do have a lovely picture of me and him though, with all my awards from the awards night. So that would be really good. That'll be in there. But yeah, the business itself is called Cam Housing. So the website is going to be camhousing.co.uk. And for now though, if anyone wants to find me on socials, Cheryl McGivern, come find me. And yeah, we obviously, we had the chat about doing the QR code for me.
Yeah, we'll share that for you.
Amazing. And then, yeah, people can obviously send me their details in there and I can attach them when everything is live in 3 weeks.
And how long have you been doing this now?
So obviously I started looking at COVID. Then it would probably have been 3 years ago when I did the first kind of dabble. And then the last 12 months is where I've gone, right, let's make shit happen.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
12 months.
Yeah.
Never done property before.
No.
1.4 million raised
Yeah.
from private capital. Book written.
Yeah.
About to be launched 21st of April.
Yeah.
What's
And
next?
the course.
The course.
Yeah.
Which
so
is?
So the course is basically women in property. Now, as we've said previously, sometimes you put yourself out there and you do feel a little bit silly asking questions. So it's going to be an online course. Once the launch is done, everything will be in there, and it'll be a place and it'll be a community for women to ask questions and see how to do different things. There'll be how to find investors on there. They can do little videos and work through a course themselves.
Excellent.
And then there'll be ways to obviously reach out to me if they need that little bit of additional help. But to get started, they can literally log on and go, right, what do I do?
Amazing. So
Yeah.
if you're resilient, if you're stubborn and you've got determination, it's doable. Be
Absolutely.
brave, get yourself out there, crack on. Cheryl, thank you so much. This is coming on to our very first, Under Development podcast. It's been amazing to have you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been great.
You're welcome.